silver coin, the jingle jangle, fancy shoes, a dancing time. Oh, the secret of her dark eye made it sing the gypsy rhyme. Yellow clover, entangled blossom in a meadow silky green, where she held to her bosom just a boy of 17. I recall gypsy wood, silver spangles in her eyes, ivory skin against the moonlight, and the taste of life's sweet wine. Soft breezes blow from fragrant meadows, stir the darkness in my mind. Gentle woman, you sleep beside me, and little know who haunts my mind. I recall gypsy woman, silver spangles in her eyes, ivory skin against the moonlight, and the taste of life's sweet wine. All right, yeah. Oh, I recall gypsy wood, silver spangles in her eyes, ivory skin against the moonlight, and the taste of life's sweet wine.
Yeah, man. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, they say you've been playing around and making every nice spot in town. They say you've been living it up and having you up on. Well, I guess you think that I'm a fool. Hey, sweetie, I got news for you. You're only doing it for spite. Lord, that's all. Well, you behind in all events, something that you'll never say. You never know just what it is to be true. Honey, I ain't been sitting around while you're out paying the town. I guess you think that I'm a fool, but this time the joke's on you. Yeah, go ahead and laugh and be gay, honey, try to hurt me in every way. Stay downtown where the moonlight is bright. You'll hurt no one but yourself, no love for me ever felt. Now it's all wrong, but do it, honey, if you think it's right. Yeah, you're behind in all events. You're something that you'll never say. You never know just what it is to be true. Honey, I ain't been sitting around while you're out paying up the town. I guess you think that I'm a fool, but this time, honey, the joke's on you. Teddy Weber. ever know, honey, you ain't the only one to pull us deep. When you think you've got everything said, hey, I'm gonna laugh myself to death. You mean good, but it's your brain that's weak. Well, you behind in all events, it's something that the old devil's saying. You never know just what it is to be true. Honey, I've been sitting around here at Fayetteville up the town. I guess you think that I'm a fool, but this time, honey, the joke's on you. Well, I guess you think that I'm a fool. Woo! But now this time, honey, the joke's on you.
We'd like to move into some original material on one of our records here, a song written by our bass man, Billy Bratcher, does most of the songwriting for the Starline Rhythm Boys. This is on one of our records, and he wrote it kind of a tribute to his wife, who's a wonderful cook, called No Gal Cooks Like Mine.
Well, some say love's no picnic, but you'll hear me crow about my chick. I told the line just a dime, 'cause no gal cooks like mine. At night I dream in bed of red beans and sweet cornbread. What simmers on the stove is divine, 'cause no gal cooks like mine. My chopped meat days are done, like pig's feet jars are spun. I find for that meal bell chime, 'cause no gal cooks like mine. No gal cooks like mine. I'm done chewing that fat, soup's on and that is that. I'll pull the pork, bring the wine, 'cause no gal cooks like mine. My chopped meat days are done, like pig's feet jars are spun. I'm fine for that meal bell chime, 'cause no gal cooks like mine. No gal cooks like mine. No gal cooks like mine. No gal cooks like mine.
We got a beautiful room here with a wood ceiling. This is just like the Ryman Auditorium where the Grand Ole Opry was for many years. So we got to sing in here, and you're going to be the singers. And it's just no words. It's la, la, la. I think you could probably handle it. And so we'll go through this. There'll be a little rehearsal in the middle of the song, and then we'll really hit it at the end. It's called Gone Girl. Well, she is delightfully tall, sort of a long girl, and she is deliciously small, sort of a song girl. She freely admits to the world that she was a wrong girl. But that's nothing compared to the fact that she is a gone girl. Gone like a knock on the door, gone like yesterday and before, gone with the wind fact that she was a strong girl. So why should I loudly proclaim she was a strong girl? No, I'd rather think of her name as some sort of song girl, and think poetical things to think of my gone girl. Gone like a knock on the door, gone like yesterday and before, gone with the wind forevermore. Here we go now. Sing it for the cowboy.
How did you two end up playing together?
Well, let's see. I think I first played with Danny at a New Year's Eve concert here in Tunbridge. When was that? 4 years ago? Something like that.
Probably, I believe
3 or
so.
4 years ago. And we really haven't played together a lot at all, hardly. And then I was up in Burlington. They were playing at the, what's the name of the place on the lake?
Breakwaters.
The Breakwater, and which is a fun place to go in the summertime, and they were playing there, so I got up and sang a couple of songs that night, and we were talking and said, well, maybe we should do something sometime. And so I knew Todd had this series here at the Tunbridge Town Hall, and figured we could do one of these. So, and they'd already played here on the New Year's Eve, whenever.
And we did a show here just with the band before that, several years
Yeah.
before that too, yeah. Before we
So-
really met Jim at that point, we hadn't met him then, but.
And, you know, Danny and the Starline Rhythm Boys have been a real, there's nobody else like them up here, I don't think. And they've been at it a long time, and they have incredible repertoire and great stage show. I mean, I think they're fantastic.
Well, thank you, Jim, and we've been together 18 years, and then Jim, I've followed him since 1963 probably, when I was just getting into bluegrass at the time, and he had an album called Living on the Mountain, him and Bill Keith, which is a wonderful record, and I have that thing, love that record. And then later the Blue Velvet Band, he had a band which was more of a country band, and they did tremendous material. It had him and Bill and Eric Weisberg and Richard Green, other people on it. And plus the game board, you can't forget
Yeah,
that in the middle. Eric
Von
Von Schmidt is probably the most unique
Country music game
board in the middle of the record. You'd open the album up and there's a whole game board, and if you had dice or you had something, you could play this thing.
Yeah.
It's great. So anyway, I've known Jim for a long time and had never really met him until I think a Del McCoury show or something that I went to, and he
right.
was there, and I came up and introduced myself to him, and that's how it kind of started.
Yeah. Well, I left my home on a rural route. I told my pap I'm going stepping out and get them honky tonk. Oh, the honky tonk blues. Oh, Lord, I got 'em. I get them honky tonk blues. Went to a dance, I wore out my shoes. I woke up this morning wishing I could lose some jumping honky tonk blues. honky tonk blues. Oh Lord, I got them honky tonk blues. Right, Teddy. Went into every place in town. This city life chose cut me down. I got them honky tonk blues. Honky tonk blues. Oh Lord, I got them honky tonk blues. Danny, I left my home out on a rural road. I told my pap, I'm going stepping out. Get them honky tonk blues. Oh, the honky tonk blues. Oh, Lord, I got the honky tonk blues. I got them honky tonk blues. Oh, honky tonk blues. Oh Lord, I got a honky tonk blues.
We're going to move along here with one of our numbers, Big Al Lemery over here
Big
on the
Al.
guitar. Yeah, baby.
I can't believe you guys picked this one.
How much beer can one man drink?
No, Jim Rooney picked
It's
this.
another great song to play on Good Friday, right here. Isn't it? All right, this goes out to all you parents out there that have teenagers that are becoming, 20-somethings, and this could happen to you. Happened to me one Sunday morning. Phone rang, I picked it up, and this is what my son said to me right here. 1, 2, 3, go! Spent the night in a drunk tank. I took you way too far. I spent the night in a drunk tank from hanging out in a bar. Just went downtown to hear my favorite band.
Who the heck was that, Al?
Old Jim Rooney and his pals, man, they were rocking away. Life was grand, but I felt a little woozy.
Oh, baby.
Stepped out to get air, stumbling back toward the front door. They wouldn't let me in there. Spent the night in a drunk tank. I took it way too far. Spent the night in a drunk tank from hanging out in a bar. Come on, Teddy. Well, I had a Budweiser.
The king of beers.
and a Miller too.
I'm living the high life now.
How about a Pabst Blue Ribbon?
PBR.
And a Labatt Blue.
It's hockey night in Canada.
Then I had a Carling Black Label.
There's your problem right there.
And a Schaefer, America's oldest brew. A big can of Schlitz. I knew I was blessed. Spent the night in the drunk tank. Took way too far. Spent the night in the drunk tank. Hanging out in the bar. I spent the night in the drunk tank. Took it way too far. I spent the night in the drunk tank. From hanging out in the bar. I spent the night in a drunk tank. I couldn't find my car. Thank you, parents.
Well, everything's always changing, and I just happened to come along at a time when there were certain things happening in the larger world, and there was musically various things going on. There was the folk music revival. There was all kinds of great stuff happening in the jazz world. There was in the 40s and 50s, country music was really exploding after the Second World War, and all of that music I really liked, and I heard on the radio at that time. That was a great way to hear music. Now kids hear music through the internet, and it's a whole different way of getting to music. I had to really go searching for it. I lived in a suburb of Boston, and there was no country music around, but I heard it on the radio, and I loved it, and I liked it so much, I would go to a lot of trouble to find it in a record store somewhere. Of course, we don't have record stores anymore, but of course you can go on the internet now and find all of that material, plus millions more. I mean, there's so much now, it boggles your mind. I think one thing that happened to me, and I think it happened to a lot of us our age, was that because we had to go searching for this music, when we found it, it really meant a lot to us. And it wasn't like it was just everywhere, and you didn't have to go to any effort to get it. And I think, I wonder about that now, where so many people have access to all kinds of music, whether it means as much to them when they find it. And for instance, one thing that is different now is I started buying, first I was buying single records, and then I bought albums. And there'd be, usually 12 songs, 10, 12 songs on an album, and I would probably learn every one of them. And I didn't have very many albums, but every album I had, I knew by heart. And now you can download. You might hear, for instance, a John Prine song on the radio. Well, you can go to the internet, and you wouldn't download the whole album. Well, most people won't download the whole album of that. They'll just take that one song, and they're missing the other 12 or 13. And I think they're really missing something that way, but that's the way it goes.
I found an interview with 7 Days that you did 10 years ago, I think, of your 10 favorite 45s.
Oh,
And,
my 10 favorite 45.
yes, and they were 9
I got
of them.
more than that now, but
No,
No,
of course.
I'm-
But 9 of them were from the 50s and the early 60s.
right.
Your favorite music was from
Well,
then?
I love that, and I grew up with that. So, that was really meant a lot to me. And I remember some of those records that you're mentioning, that I thought were just tremendous. Honky Tonk Bill Doggett was just a, wonderful thing. And some of those other ones, I don't know.
Of course, they stopped making 45s.
Fives.
That was one thing that stopped you.
And one thing I liked, which I think I might have mentioned, was I was actually, and Jim's probably the same way, I was actually in some ways bigger on the B side of the record, because a lot of times the B side was, whoa, what is this?
Yeah.
Why wasn't this the A side?
Right. Yeah,
And
that's
so
true.
there's a lot of them like that, you know?
Yeah, there's a discovery thing that
Yeah.
you go through, and that's the thing with albums too, you know, where
Right.
you would buy the album for a couple of songs that you heard on the radio, and then you find, oh my goodness, these are
Yeah.
really good songs here.
Exactly. So, I don't know, but they're just the ones I happen to like, you know, and I still do.
And that's how you ended up playing the kind of music that you play.
Well, yeah, I played in high school. I was in, a rock band at the time, which was sort of like what I guess in some ways what people do now. Well, maybe not really. I mean, we did covers, you know, that was out on the charts at the time. This was in the '60s and in early '60s, and so you know, the way we learned them was we go to the record store and buy the 45 that was out, and drop the needle and play this thing over and over and over to learn this song and try to copy it. I mean, that was how you started. But then I got into bluegrass, and like I say, I picked up on Jim's recording, but also some other early stuff, and I used to listen to WWVA in Wheeling, West Virginia, from up here, because it was Clear Channel in Vermont. I could get it, and I had a little Emerson radio and a little thing in the earphone, and be listening to Osmond Brothers and Brett Allen. Yeah, so I was really into you know, 63, 4, 5, into bluegrass and also country music. Buck Owens, you know, was like, wow, you know, when I heard him and that harmony and stuff, it was like, so, yeah, it's a mixture of stuff.
The late and great Mr. Fred Tuttle from right down here. Baby. Passed away that fall. Billy wrote this song in memory of him, and the song is on the trailer of the movie Man with a Plan. You can hear it at the end of it. It's also on one of our recordings. A really great song, great lyrics to this thing. Tribute to Fred, and he was a friend of ours, and we were a friend of his. Wonderful guy. Song called A Memory of Fred.
We wish Fred were here to meet Donald Trump.
Oh, yeah, right. He'd take him on. Through a dairy field walked a man, till his fate was sealed by heaven's plan. In newsprint his picture spread, the presses rolled in memory of Fred. Gentle as a Jersey, some recall, salt of the earth in Carter overall. That real McCoy was country bred. Now joy is a memory of Fred. He's gone, moved on, led by the almighty hand. He's gone, moved on, farming the glory land. As autumn leaves peak with red, I speak in memory of Fred. All them Tunbridge girls he'd cuddle, but only one shared the name of Tuttle. Alone near his old shed, she holds a memory of Fred. He's gone, moved on, the plow can rest a while. But now the angels smile as autumn leaves peak with red. I seek a memory of Fred. He's gone, moved on, down in the should campaign. He's gone, leaves of red will fall on a memory of Fred. And then those fallen leaves of red will rest on a memory of Fred. Thank you. Song about Fred Tuttle. Well, everybody tells me love is blind. If it's so, then I refuse to see. Everybody tells me things you do, but I can't stop 'cause I'm a fool for you. It doesn't really matter what you are. It only matters what you are to me. Well, maybe I'm not wise enough to see, but where would love be without fools like me? Well, maybe loving you just ain't so smart, 'cause maybe in the end you'll break my heart. I really shouldn't love you, but I do, and I can't stop 'cause I'm a fool for you. I only know this time your love is real, 'cause I can't ever tell the way I feel. Oh, well, maybe I'm not wise enough to see, but where would love be without fools like me? Oh, well, maybe I'm not wise enough to see, but where would love be without fools like me?
Hey, hey, look at something up to me. Oh, hey, sweet baby, don't think maybe we could find us a brand new recipe. I got a rumble and a $2 bill, no nice bar right over the hill. Soda pop, dancing free. If you want to have fun, come along with me. Hey, hey. What's good? How's about cooking something up? Well, I'm free and I'm ready, so we can go steady. How's about saving all your company? Oh, no more looking. I know I've been says, keep it till it's covered with age, writing your name on every page. Hey, good looking, what you cooking? How's about cooking something up with me? All right, Teddy. I got a hot rod for the $2 bill. I know a nice bar right over the hill. Soda pop and a dance that's free. If you wanna have fun, come along with me. Look at what's you got cooking? How's about cooking something up? How's about cooking something up? How's about cooking something up with me?
What's in the future?
Well, the Starline Rhythm Boys are going to try to keep going 18 years, so we'll see how it goes, but we're trying.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Jim says, you got to keep soldiering on this. So.
Yeah, I mean, retirement isn't part of the picture. You know, when you
No.
work for yourself, you can't retire.
I think Ernest Tubb, didn't he die on the bus? I
Oh,
think
probably. I
Or
still.
Jackie Wilson said, you know, my heart's crying, and that was it. you know?
Right.
Right. so-
I just enjoy playing and singing, and
Yeah.
I enjoy making records, and I'm happy to be able to do it at my age, and as long as I can, I will. I don't see any reason not to.
Absolutely.
Because it's a lot of fun.
And we're lucky to have Jim up here because of his really tremendous background and everything he's done. You know, it's great. So we're proud to be, you know, associated with him and work with him. So.
Well, it's you know, New England has a great country music
Yes, it
tradition,
does,
and
yeah.
a lot of people don't know that or understand it. But of course, because of stations like Wheeling, especially, that all those artists have played up here over the years, and the country people, they like this kind of music.
Right.
You know, they get up early in the morning. All the farmers. Well, there aren't as many farmers in Vermont, but there are other people that have come up here that like this music too, and. So I don't see any end to it myself. Young people are always coming into it. They see something like this band here. A young kid will see this and, wow, that looks like they're having a lot of fun.
Yeah,
and
you-
there are a lot of young rockabilly bands. There are a lot of young old-timey bands.
Right.
A lot of young bluegrass bands. It's fun to play and get together with your friends, whether you're going to make a living at it or not. That's how we all started, certainly. I never thought I'd be making any kind of a living out of this. And there were lots of times I didn't make a living, but I didn't let that discourage me. You know, it was so much fun to be together with other people playing music.
Right.
And my great teacher in Nashville, Jack Clement, Cowboy Jack Clement, said, if you're not having fun, you're not doing your job right.
And that man should know. Or didn't know.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Right. Well, we're at StarlineRhythmBoys.com, so be sure to spell rhythm right. RHYTHM. Right.
Very good.
And, but yeah, and we have Facebook, and Jim, probably you have something down there.
JimRooneyProductions.com and Facebook, Jim Rooney Producer, whatever it is. You know, it's all out there. And I'm on Royalton Community Radio, WFVR.
That's right.
Free Vermont Radio, and royaltonradio.org. And I've got a program there called In It for the Long Run.
And he is.
Every week. Yeah, I
And he's
am.
got a book by that title,
Still,
too.
and I'm selling books too.
Right. He is.
All right, well, I guess Billy over here, he said, let's do the You Baggy Stomp, an old Warren Smith rockabilly tune.
If you thought I was loud before, wait till this.
Well, I rocked over Italy and I rocked over Spain. I rocked in Memphis, it was all the same. Until I rocked to Africa and rolled up the ship. Seen them natives doing an all looking stiff. I botted the weeds and looked over the swamp. I seen them cats, I done the U-bang stomp, the U-bang stomp. Rock and roll beats in the thing that's a heavy been told. U-bang stomp, U-bang style with a hit that's gonna drive a cool cat a while. I looked up the chief, he invited me in. He said, he and Big Jam session about to begin. Handed me a tom-tom, a pig of the beat. The crazy thing is hit the sugar to my feet. I better rock and roll, skip with a smile. I done the U-bang stomp, I done the U-bang style.
Take it, take it.
Well, we rocked all night and part of the day. I had a good rockin' time with the chief's daughter me. Well, I was making good time and getting to know. And the captain said, hey, we gotta go. That's all right. You go right ahead. Billy Bratcher, knock on dead.
Billy Bratcher on the bass.
Me and Jim Rooney gonna play a little guitar for you. On the steel, Teddy Weber. Big Al Emery. Well, we rocked all night and part of the day. I had a good rockin' time with the chief of the maid. Made good time and getting to know. And the captain said, hey, we gotta go. That's all right. You go right ahead. I done the U-bang stop until I roll over dead. Thank you very much. Thank you from Jim Rooney, the Starline Rhythm Boys, Teddy Weber. Thank you.